In this video, I'm going to explain you 20 important interview questions, multiple choice questions with answers. I will go through each question and answer, and we'll discuss on which are correct and which are not correct, and what is the concept behind those. Yeah, let me go to first question, and we'll discuss. Identify the valid declaration or installations of an array in Java. So here, the option A is uh, this is the declaration part. So the declaration looks good, and assignment, this is array of strings, but the declaration is array of int, so this is incompatible. This is wrong answer. A is wrong. Then go to B. B, declaration is int array, so this is good declaration part. And assignment, int 1 2 3, so array of values type int is assigning, so this is looks good. So B is one of the correct answer. And go to C. Then C, declaration part is it, it's a two-dimensional array of ints. But coming to assignment, here we have only one dimensional array has been assigned. So this is incompatible. So this is the wrong answer. So as of now, we have B is the correct answer. And coming to D, D, declaration is correct, array of int, but assignment is something is not a array syntax to assign a value. So this is invalid. So correct answer is B. Yeah. Let me go to question number 2. What will happen if you try to compile and run below program? Here, the program, there is interface created, interface emp of int x is equal 10. Interface has one variable x of type int. This is a class test and main method, and inside main method we are trying to access x value from employee emp and trying to assign value 20, and it's trying to print emp.x, that is interface value we are trying to print. So first thing, is it going to compile or not, and if it compiles, what is the expected output? So coming to the compilation part, it look like compilation won't happen because we are trying to modify the interface value. Interface values are by default public, static, and final. So final variables cannot be modified. Uh, Static variables can be accessed, so we are accessing the value. But this is a final variable, so we cannot assign any value. So this compilation fails. So answer would be this one, C, compilation fails. If we are not assigning here, the probably the answer would be x is equal 10, so prints 10. Yeah. Let me go to next question. What will be the output of below program? The program is, here is a class with the main method. Inside that main method, we have int value is derived from some expression. So this expression has some subtraction and multiplication. Generally, expressions are evaluated from left to right, but there is no parentheses and there is no preferences. So, how these subtraction and multiplication apply? Which one will apply first? So, the logic as for Java is the multiplication is gets more priority than additional subtraction. So first multiplication will be executed. So this will get execute and 300 will come, and 30 minus 300. So answer would be minus 270. Yeah, there won't be any runtime or there won't be any compile. These are uh, looks pretty good. Yeah. The first question is, what will be the output of below program? Here program is a class, test class, and it has a main method. main method has instantiation of subclass and referring with superclass reference. So this is a superclass, and superclass has a method void bar, and it's simply printing, and it's a default method, and it's not a static instance method. Coming to the subclass is extending the superclass and trying to override the bar method. But if you observe, the superclass bar method is the instance method, but we are trying to override using the static. So we will get a compilation issue because we are trying to override the instance method with a static. So we cannot hide instance with a static modifier. This goes to compilation error. Yeah. Then what will be the output of below program? Here, there is a main method, and inside main we have try catch block. So one try block and multiple catch blocks. So this is perfectly valid for, we can write multiple catch blocks. But let me see. I am throwing here some IO exception. So IO exception, the order is also good. First, it's more specific exception catch block. So it goes to here, it will print. But we have one more class. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to enhance or improve this logic using the latest features, writing multiple exceptions catching in a single catch block. I modified the above program into like this. So will this program will going to compile and run. Uh, let's go through this. Here we are throwing a IO exception, and in catch block we are trying to accept IO exception as well as with exception as well. Here in same block there are two exceptions which can hold this exception. Means IO exception can be handled by IO exception or exception object itself. So we cannot write like this. Uh, Either one we have to put two exceptions which can be handled, cannot put inside same catch block. So this is going to give compilation error. So answer would be compile time error. Yeah. Here, what would be the output of program? What I'm trying to do is there is a main method, and inside main method string x is equal abc and string y is equal abc, and these are two strings trying to concat x dot concat y and trying to print x value. So what would be the output? Here, if we observe this logic, we have concatenated, but we are not assigning to any variable and trying to print this x. And one more thing we need to remember here is strings are immutable. So even we have done concatenation, concatenation won't happen to the x. Here concatenation happened to the new instead of concatenating the existing x. Here Java creates a new object with concatenating x and y and returning the new value, but we are not capturing that value, so that is going to dangling, and x contain only old x value, only old value, that is abc, and if we print x comes as abc only. So answer is b. What is the output of following program? Here the program is the main method, and we have try block with multiple catch blocks, and so one catch block exception block, and other one is IO exception, and finally block, and try block is throwing exception block exception. Will this program will compile and run properly? Let's see. Look like this catch block is trying to handle every exception this Java method can throw. So there is a never case this block going to execute. This is unreachable code. So Java doesn't allow unreachable code. Uh, that's the reason this is going to be a compilation issue. So compiler fails to compile, saying unreachable code. If the blocks are interchanged, like if this is coming down uh, below the above exception, then it probably that would be the correct way. So the expected answer would be compile time error. Yeah. Then what is the following are the default values of a local variable? Yeah. What is the default value for local variable? Do you have any default values? No. Local variable never be having a default value in Java. Only instance variables having a default values. So that is default value won't be assigned. So answer would be D. And without assigning a local variable, if you trying to compile, it will going to compilation issue. Then what is the default value of int variable? Here we are referring to default value of instance method, instance variables. So instance variable default value, so it is int, so default value is 0. Suppose if it is a float, then default value will be 0, 0.0, and if it is an object, then default value would be null. Yeah, what will be the output of below program? Here program is simple class, and we have main method. Inside that we have two variables, string local variables s1 and s2. S1 pointing to about abc, and s2 also pointing to abc, and we are printing s1 double equal to s2. So here these are literals. So and literals are stored in string literal pool. That's the reason there is only one literal object in pool, and both are pointing to same. So s1 double equal to s2 will be true. Yeah, answer would be A. Yeah. Then can a top level class be private or protected? Yeah, top level classes are the classes which we save the file with the name. So top level class cannot be a private or protected. Always it's a public. So answer is true. No, not true. It's false because top level class cannot be private or protected. Yeah. Next question is what is the correct syntax to output the Java world in Java? So correct syntax. Here the how to print some string. Uh, can we use console.log in Java? No, console.log is a JavaScript function to print log, and print Java world. This is a Pythonic way of printing some string echo in command line. We use echo to see the path and some other variables. So coming to D, this is system.out.println Java world. So this is a proper way to instantiate or this is a proper way to print string in Java. In fact, anything we can print using system.out.println. So answer would be D. Yeah. Next question: how do you create a variable with a numeric value 5? Uh, in x is equal 5. Yeah. Here the value of 5 is the type int. So declaring a variable x of type int and assigning 5. So this looks pretty good. So this would be one of the answer. And second one, it's not a correct answer because Java we need to declare what is the type of variable. We didn't declare here, so this is a B is wrong. And C, num. Num is not a data type in Java, so this is not a correct answer. Coming to D, float X. 5 is not a float, so we are expecting numeric value, so answer would be A. Yeah. Here, what will be the output of below program? Here is a class, and here public static string to string. Uh, Actually, we are trying to override a to string method, and in main method, public static void main, uh, what we are doing system.out.println, and we are calling to string. ToString is object method, so we are trying to call directly ToString. So this is nothing but probably this dot ToString, but it's a static, so this is not this is not accessible here. So this is one compilation issue if you see here. And one more thing, we are trying to override ToString and we're modifying a static. Where how we are overriding this one? Uh, ToString is available in object class, and object class is inherited by default to any class. So test class also get inherited that object class methods. ToString available in test class, and we are providing body to ToString means uh, we are overriding here, but we are overriding with a static modifier. This is not allowed in Java overriding technique. Uh, we cannot override a method with hiding with the static. So this is also a compilation. So basically there are two compilation problems. So answer would be compilation issue. Go to next question. How do you create a variable with a floating number 2.8? Uh, in Java, there are different ways to create a floating. Yeah, here I have declared a variable float a and assigning to 2.8 f. So this is a proper floating value declaration. Yeah, let me go to the second one, float B 2.8 F capital F. This is also a proper way to declaring float. So this is also correct. And coming to C, float C equal to 2.8. But if we give any syntax like a F, small f or capital F, then um, Java thinks that this value is a double value, and the double value we are trying to assign to a float variable C. So this is not a correct syntax. This is going to be a compilation issue. So C is not a correct. And coming to D, what we are doing a float D. So we have declared a variable of type float object, and we are assigning 2.8f means float value. Will this compile and will this work? Yes, absolutely this will work, because here auto boxing will be done, and this 2.8 float value, literal value, or 2.8 primitive value will be convert assigned to float object. So this is also correct answer. Yeah. Next question is which method can be used to find the length of a string? Yeah, here is a string X Java beam, and I want to find the length in Java. Can we use the length function? In Java, there is no length len function to find the length of strings. So this is the incorrect one. And x dot get length, there is no such method in string object to get length. So this is also invalid. And coming to x dot size, is that size method available in string? No, size methods are available in collections like set or list. So there we can get the size of those collections, but in string we don't have size method. So this also incorrect. Coming to x dot length, dot length property is available. No, in string object there is no length property. Length property is available only in Java arrays. There to get the length of array we can use dot length variable or property we can use there, but in string we can't. The coming to last option, x dot length method. This is a proper one. We have dot length method is available in string object in Java. We can use string dot length to get the length of that string. So this is a proper. Let me go to next question. What are all statements applied to a loop to stop the loop? So let's go through each one. Can we use a return statement in loops to stop the loop? Let's say there is a for loop, it is iterating from 1 to 10 and I want to stop. So what are all possible options I can use? So I can use a return statement to return from for loop. Let's say after executing two iterations I want to return, then I can keep a condition and I can return from there using return statement. Or can we use a stop? There is no such a stop methods in Java, so this is invalid. And coming to C, can we use exit? There is one exit like a system.exit or runtime.exit. Those we can use to exit from loops. These are the not coming out, but these are the terminations of program. So total control will come out from the application. There won't be further execution of any logic. Applications terminate. So probably we can use this option. Yeah. Coming to the fifth one, break. Can we use the break statement in loops? Yeah, absolutely. We can use the break statement in loops to break the loop. This is a proper way. Application won't be terminated and we can break the loop and we can continue further to execute some other logic. So correct answers are break and return statement and stop. Yeah. Let me go to next question. Array index starts with. So in Java, what is the default uh, array index? It's like a default in the sense starts with 0 array. Let's say array of size 10, and what is the first element index? First element index is 0 and it continue until 9, 0 to 9 of array size 10. And not only array in Java programming language, we have lists and other collections like list implementations, array list and vector. Those are index based, or which maintains the insertion position, which also maintain the indexes and position starts from 0. Yeah. Next question is, can we access a static method using null reference? Here, basically, we are trying to test like uh, without using object, can we access? So static methods can be accessed without using object. So even method reference, let's say object, there is one object, there is an employee object, then object has referring to null, and we can access object dot some method, whatever xyz method, because this is let's say xyz is a static, then it doesn't matter whether it is pointing to object or not. It's only required is that class name. So we can use xyz or obj.xyz. So we can, the answer would be true. We can use a null reference to access a static method. And coming to the next question, the final one, Which are the correct syntax for main method in Java? So this is most of them will be correct. Let's see. First one is public static int main. But main method is syntax is public static void main. So this is incorrect. Coming to next one, public int main. This is also incorrect. Public static void main is the correct one. So go to the next one, public static void main string args. Yeah, this looks good. Yeah, this would be the one of the answer. And go to the next, public static void main string args. So is this correct? Can we write a main method, and is JVM uh, recognizes this, because we are giving where args instead of string args, where args variable number of arguments. This one, is this correct? Yeah, this is also perfectly valid way. We can write a main method internally. Whereas values will be captured as array. So string whereas means string array we are giving indirectly. So this valid one we can write. There won't be any issue. And coming to the next one, static public void. Can we interchange like static public static? Yeah, we can interchange public and static. There won't be any issue, and return type is void. That's perfectly fine. And here only change we can observe is instead of args we have a, but whether does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. We can give any name. Only thing is the important part, what type of data we are accepting inside main. It's a string args. So this is pretty good, and interchanging also doesn't have problem. So this will be one of the answer. And coming to next, public void static. Can we write like this? We can interchange public static, but can we interchange like void and static? No. In Java, whatever the return type should be just before method name. But here, just before method name, we have static keyword instead of return type void. So this will be an invalid answer, and G is not a valid one because we already found there are three valid answers. This is pretty much about uh, frequently asked interview questions. Yeah, thanks. Please do subscribe to my channel. Bye.